Hello everyone, this is Debbie Henderson from Debbie's Designs. Welcome to my weekly Sunday share. I'm going to give it a few seconds for everyone to join me tonight. So this week is going to be all about not Friday. I'm so used to doing Friday folds. This week is all about fancy folds. Now I'm just waiting to see. You guys are all coming on. I can see you coming on. So just a few things before I get started. I wanted to let you know my new hostess code for the month of February. Make sure you use this code when you check out of my online store. Hello everyone, I can see you all coming on. I wanted to go ahead and draw a name for my door prize for the month of January, which was the Peaceful Poppies Elements, and you guys saw me do some cards using these. So these are all of my orders for the month of January. So let me go ahead and pick one name. And the winner is Patricia Blas, I don't know how to pronounce that, Blaschak. So I'm going to mail this out to Patricia tomorrow. I also wanted to let you guys know Paper Pumpkin for February. Make sure you're subscribed because the February kit is going to actually coordinate with one of our celebration stamp sets. You can see here where they have it photographed. I don't know what it is yet. No, none of us know. It's going to be a surprise. But make sure you're subscribed by February 10th for the February kit. And then my door prize for the month of February, I just happened to have a spare little ladybug stamp set. So anyone that places orders with me for the month of February and anyone that subscribes through Paper Pumpkin, your name will be entered to win the ladybug stamp set. So tonight I'm doing fancy folds. I am actually going to be using, I wanted to bring the catalog out because I'm using the Painted Poppies bundle, and I just look at all of the pretty flower or the cards, all the flowers that are on these cards, the poppies. You can sit down and make all of these cards, and then if you turn to the beginning where they feature all of the bundles, we have more poppies here that you can copy. And then one more on page 24 is the Painted Poppies suite. It's got all of the products in that suite, lots of products. And you turn one more page and then we have the Peaceful Moments bundle. They kind of play together. But tonight I'm actually going to use Painted Poppies. I am going to bring in Peaceful Moments just to use this sentiment right here. You shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. So let me show you what I'm using tonight. I am using Red Rhinestone Jewels. For inks, I'm using Stays On Jet Black, Blackberry Bliss, and Mossy Meadow. And then I'm using the Tailored Tag Punch. I'm also using, so this is the die. I've already gone ahead and pre-cut with Poppy Parade. And that die is from the Painted Labels. You can see all these pretty labels that you can layer with. And let's see, I'm also using the stitch shape dies, the largest of the square with Old Olive. I've already gone ahead and pre-cut. And then for designer paper, I've got Peaceful Poppies. I do have two samples missing here because I used those 2 pages before I did my sheet. But you can see any of these designer paper, any of the sides on each side, they're beautiful to work with. I'm going to actually use this one right here tonight. So let me bring in my card. I don't know what the name of this fold is, so I'm just calling it a fancy fold. This is what the card looks like. And instead of opening up here or off to the side, the fold is 1/4 inch on the inside, so you can see there. So the inside is a little smaller, but isn't that neat how that folds? So let me bring in my layers. So we've got 2 pieces of Mossy Meadow, 5.5 by 4.25. We've got 2 pieces of designer paper, 4 inches by 4 inches square. I'm using a different pattern for off to the side. So 4 inches by 1 inch, and then a 1/2 inch strip for the sentiment layer. And then I also have a 4 by 4 for the inside. I'm just going to glue that in. I didn't do the inside, but I'm going to glue it in there just so you can see what the inside looks like. So let me see if I can put this over here so you guys can see what I'm doing. So the first thing we're going to do is start out with one piece, the 5.5 by 4 1/4. That one's going to be flat. The next one, we're going to bring it in. And I'm actually going to go over to the outside at 1 1/4 inches. And I'm just going to score. And then I'm going to bring my bone folder to fold that. And my snail. We're going to put lots of snail only because that's where the movement is. And we're just going to line these up on top of each other. And that's it for the card fold. It's just going to glue that way, and then it looks like a little book. I'm going to go ahead and glue the white on the inside while I have that sitting right near me. And then you could add a sentiment on the inside. You could add some of these flowers that I did. Now I'm going to add the designer paper. So you can see this is the reverse side. So I'm going to glue this to the front. So like I said, any of the patterned sides of the designer paper, you could use any of them to make this card. You can make several actually. This is going to go off to the side that's glued down flat. So there's your 2 pieces. Next, I'm going to bring in the old olive. Let's see. I knew I had dimensionals here somewhere. We're going to glue that down with dimensionals. I'm going to go ahead and do the stamping last. I'm just going to go ahead and glue all of the layers. The designer paper pretty much does all the work for us here. So this is going to be a quick card to create other than cutting out the flowers with the Big Shot. That's going to go in the center. Then we're going to do our little swirly. And that's just going to go right in the middle of our square. Okay, so there's the layers so far. Now we're going to do a little bit of stamping. And I'm using Stays On. Now the reason I'm using Stays On, I'm using an aqua painter. I'm going to be adding water. So I don't want the black ink to smudge. So I'm going to do 2 flowers. Look how pretty those are. And then we have this large blotchy image. We're going to use Blackberry Bliss. I'm actually going to color my flowers. And I wanted more of a vivid color on my flowers. This is kind of So that's where my aqua painter is going to come in. And look, I'm going to show you the difference. Look at the difference by adding the aqua painter. I'm just spreading the color that's already there. And I thought that was so much better. It just pops, the color is just so much more vivid. So look at the difference. It's the same ink, but again, I'm just touching it with the aqua painter and just adding that little bit of water brightens it right up. So there's my 2 flowers. Next, we're going to do the Mossy Meadow. I'm going to do 3 leaves. And this time I'm going to color with the ink lines. I'm just going to add just a little bit of color. So this is just water and the ink lines, and it gives it that watercolor look. And that's it. So now let me bring the Big Shot in so we can cut these out. And I do have to grab the dies. Now it happens that there's 2 leaves, so we get to cut 2 together. I'm gonna have to do one flower at a time though, but it'll go pretty fast. Now let's see if I can get this lined up with the camera in my face. And let's do the 2 leaves. I also wanted to thank everyone. I begged everyone to help me with the Poppy challenge. I needed to sell 4 of these stamp sets. It was a Stamping Up challenge to demonstrators. And you guys came to bat for me. I ended up selling 8 total. So I did meet my goal. Pretty exciting. Okay, there's 1 flower. We've got 2 leaves. So now let me get the other leaf in there. I find that when I tell you guys I need some help, you guys always seem to want to help me, and I appreciate that. I want to show you my cutting pads. Look how bad they are. I got 2 sets coming. I'm hoping this one's gonna last. We couldn't order them for a while, and now they're back in the online store. So if you guys need some, because look at this big crack, that's just about ready to go across. But it still works. Okay, let me bring this back in. So now, I need my dimensionals. And I'm just gonna go ahead and add my flowers first, and then I'm gonna tuck the leaves under. So I'm kind of putting them a little bit at an angle. Bring the 3 leaves in. And then I'm gonna tuck 2 at the top. And then the 3rd one's gonna go right here to the left. Now I'm gonna have to trim that off because it's the dimensional is in the way. Okay, there's my leaves. Now let me bring in the red rhinestone jewels, and I pretty much am trying to cover most of the black in the center. I just thought the red looked really good with the Poppy Parade background. So I'm adding 5 rhinestones per flower. I know some of you guys are probably cringing because you probably don't like to use your bling. You like to save it and put it on a shelf and make it look pretty. But I like to use my stuff. There, look how pretty that is in the middle. I love the way that shimmers. Now, lastly, we need to do the sentiment. And again, that says you shouldn't have, but I'm glad you did. I'm going to stamp that right in the center. Hopefully I'll get it straight. No, let's try again. It's funny, I had a class yesterday and one girl told a new girl that Debbie always tells us there's 2 sides to every piece of cardstock. And that's so true. I'm using the tailored tag punch. And then what I'm going to do, because I know I want to put it right here, I'm actually going to add a dimensional right there. And I think I'll bring in my little ones, my mini dimensionals. I'm going to peel those. I didn't want to layer them on top of my flowers because there's already height there. And then this is going to go right there. And there's my fancy fold for tonight. So let me go ahead and open this one just so you can see what that looks like. And there's the stamp set that I used. And I'm so glad you joined me, and I hope you liked my card. And I will be back on next Sunday, and I'm trying to think. I think I'm doing just a regular Sunday share because I have some pretty projects I want to show you. So thanks so much for joining me, everyone. Have a good week, and I'll see you soon. Good night.